Hello, everyone. Earthangel here. You know what? I just came back for another, I don't know, another piece, another segment of the life of a divine feminine. And so the other segment, I talked about what I do, my little routine at night before I go to bed. And so, but what I want to talk to you tonight about is healing your heart. Healing your heart, taking time out for you um, to be in a quiet space, taking time to really think about your life, go over your life, think about the experiences that you have learned. I have a journal, and this beautiful journal I got off of Amazon. Believe it or not, it is a wonderful journal made by my sister. I'm so grateful for that. She has journals, notebooks that you can write in, um, but she is featured on Amazon. So if you just put in her name, and it will be in the description box. So anyway, I take this journal and I write down how I'm feeling. So this journey has been quite a journey, but we're not talking about the journey. We're talking about the journey not as a divine masculine or feminine, but as the journey of life. So, writing down important information in your journal about your life is important. So, um, let's say when I was a child, I dreamt about being able to fly. Isn't that something? Or when I was a child, this happened to me. I realized that I have special abilities. Now, I am giving you an example. Special abilities where I was able to speak to spirit. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know that I still had that connection, but I spoke to spirit. Okay? You know, you hear a lot of stories from different people of what they remember. Some people say, you know, I had this friend, invisible friend, when I was younger, and you know, you're actually talking to Intellici, you're actually talking to, um, you know, a friend inside of you, your inner self. You know, you're saying, "Hey, how you doing today? Are you feeling good?" Blah, blah, blah. I didn't have an invisible friend, but you hear about people saying that all the time, right? And there are some people who did, and they actually were speaking about the connection that they have with spirit, the connection that they have with the angels, with God, whoever. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very important to keep that information that you have. So write it in your journal. Now, through the years, you may have had relationships, you may have had things happen in school or in, you know, at work or whatever. And there's a certain moment where you've hit an aha moment, or you're around the house, you know, just walking around the house and you're like, oh my gosh, ah, that piece to that puzzle, ah, I get it now. It's all in your journal, right? You've written things down and then you go back and you read. And maybe you have asked God, you have asked the Holy Spirit a question, and asked the angels a question, you know, a week ago, a month ago, last night. And the next you know, the answer comes. Your aha moment comes. And then you go back to your journal and go, I wrote something about that in here. I had a dream about blah, blah, blah. Well, next thing you know, they bring information to you and you go, oh, that's what it is. Oh my gosh, oh, the pieces of the puzzle fit. It's quite amazing how it works out that way. So that's what these journals are for. So think about the experiences that you had in your life, and you you had a bad breakup, or you had a great relationship with so and so. It's all in your journal. You're going to have many journals through life, but, and I like to write down, what's going on with me or what I have learned. So, taking the time, you have already purged, you have already, put yourself first. You've gotten to this point in life where you're sitting there going, okay, and God is saying, bravo, Spirit, Holy Spirit, Divine, whatever, Source, Universe is saying, bravo, you have learned your lessons. Okay, so those lessons that you have learned, the aha moments, the things that have come, why don't you have them written down so that you can definitely prove, okay, I've learned that. I'm not going back there again. Not going through that. Nope. Nope. No, no. I know how to set boundaries. I know what to do. I know. Nope. I'm not going to do that. Right? It's kind of like your little guidebook. It tells you what to do. It tells you how to, you know, kind of move with every moment, everything that you have got to deal with, right? It's quite exciting when you learn from your past experiences. You're like, oh, I know not to do that ever again. Or I wish I had tapped in to that. I had did more of it. And now you can. So the life experiences help you to grow, help you to evolve, help you to get to your next level. So quickly, easier, so that uh, actually your past experiences. Now, let me break this down for you. If you look over your life at every job that you have held, or even if you're like 20 years old and you're just starting work or you're still going to school, think about your life, everything that you have learned, ixnay all the things that are past life experiences or past beliefs. Of course, you learn that from your parents, so you're taking that out, right? But everything you have personally learned, you write it down in your journal. The experiences that you've had. So let's say, for instance, when you were 16, you worked at McDonald's. When you were 18, you worked for Sears. You worked there for 4 years. Then you worked at, I don't know, you decided to work for a construction company. And then you went from there and you decided, I'm going to take some classes and I'm going to become a business major. And you finish school, whichever way it is. This is just an example. And when you look over your life and you're like, and then I went into the corporate world and I was this. I was an analyst. And then I went to, and I was a manager. And I went, think about your jobs that you held. Think about everything that you learned. Now put those together. The reason why you learned those things are because you were working, not knowingly, on your purpose. There is an aspect. You put all those things together, mold them all together, And that is what you're going to do now going forward. That might be what you were called to do. It might be what you were called to do. So that would be easier. Some people say, I don't know what my purpose is. This is a way where you can go, oh gosh, I used to be this, I used to be that, I used to do this, I used to be that. I can be a teacher, I can be a counselor, I can be this, I can be. Think about what your next step is. Think about what you would like to do now. Things, look at things differently. I am a healer. I like to talk to people. I like to inspire others. I like to motivate people. I like to teach words of wisdom, what I have learned all my life. These are all examples, you guys. But you can take this information and take the information that you have learned and apply that to your now moment, right? So as of Friday at 6:16 p.m. Pacific time, 9:16 p.m. Eastern time, the new Cancer moon moved in. So with that, we are able to just actually, it's kind of giving you a push. What does your gut instinct say for you to do? Where do you go now? What should you be doing? What does your gut instinct say? It could be around a relationship. Okay, I better go to them now. It could be around work, career. It could be around, it's time for a change. It's time for me to live life the way that I would like to live it. Not necessarily having to be in the corporate world and having to work for another. It's time for me to work for myself. Do what I want to do. It's time for me to give to the world. It's time for me to help humanity. It's time for me to help the environment. It's time for me to help technology. It's time for me. There's so many things that you can do, right? So you're being asked and called to do so. So now, the universe, God, is asking for your help. So now it should be easier for you to just write everything down, even in your journal. Write everything down. What you do, what you would like to do, what you inspire to do. You need some more classes? Take some more classes, or are you ready? You ready to do something new? Here's your chance. Go ahead and do it. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm going to bed, y'all. Peace. Love you. Talk to you on the next video.